Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. I started working on this and then I thought, well, I should be making a video about it. I'm supposed to be doing that. This is the base of the journal I'm going to be making with those, the Gentleman's Kit from Tanya with Tidy Treasures and Nanine with Collage Type, those papers. The one that's going to be my grandpa journal. I'm going to put some genealogy in it. I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. Those papers just seem to lend themselves to that. So that's what I'm doing with that. So to do what I'm doing is I'm using the inside papers here to go over and cover the spine on the inside. Cover it over so it's really smooth and nice. So that's sort of where I am. I took the book block out of this book, and this book was bought specifically to do this type of thing for, you know, you just find some really good deals and you go with that, right? So anyways, I thought, well, since I'm supposed to be making a video about this, I should show you what I'm doing to prepare this to become, you know, the journal I'm making, right? So I'm just going to bring this one page over on the other one to finish the cover up for the spine. And you just want to get a lot of glue, and you know, I use the double stick tape because trust issues. I want it to stay down and behave itself, right? So like I said, I'm just using this page. This page is going to fold over the other page, because I plan on using them as flips in this journal, right? So as I'm putting this down, I want it to just sit down in there and cover up all the, you know, stuff of the spine. There's the, I don't know, the gauzy stuff in there. There's a little bit of almost chipboard in there. I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to cover it over here, and then I'm going to put some fabric on the outside to help give it a little bit extra, you know, stuff. So that's my, you know, this is going to be probably, get it straight, and I'll just fold it over like so. Yep. And this will be a flip in the journal. Of course, there's going to be stuff here, so it's just the beginnings of making the base for the journal. Sometimes when you're doing something like this, it takes a lot of prep work and, I don't know, the underpinning of what you're doing, right? To make it. So this one's going to be really, I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a nice big journal. There's a lot of the big vertical pages in this paper pack, so I'm going to make use of those. Put some genealogy in here and put some pictures and things like that of my grandfather and his family history line and all that. So that's my plan. This is going to make a great, what I'm going to do, what I'm planning right now is to make a hinged hidden spine to go in here. It'll go over to about here. So it's got a good sit down. If not, I'll just sew the thing in. I don't know. Right now I'm planning on doing a hinge so that I can put the papers in and use some really cool screw-in pieces. I don't know what you call them really, but they're really cool. Almost like a Brad on steroids or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's what I'm planning. So when you do something like this, you have to be patient with it and just let it get settled. And let your glue dry and let your tape get settled in and all that stuff. it's just about patience and planning at this point. So I've got a lot of papers that I'm going to just cover this. It won't look the same. I will be inking around this with the vintage photo, and I'll be covering this part, this red part, on both sides with some really nice vintagey fabric, or vintage looking fabric, right? So, yep. So when I get to the next stage, I'll come back and do some more on this video. But I thought, well, since I'm doing this, I should be showing people stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys have done all this stuff before, right? It's just, it takes time, and you just be patient with it. And let it settle and behave itself. Okay? Because that's what you want it to do. You want it to behave itself and be ready for what you're going to put in it and what you're going to cover it with. These are really nice heavy papers. So I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to use those. And they're already here, attached. So I will be covering them with some of these papers, you know. So, yeah. You've got lots of things that it's going to be just, you know, nice. And it'll be great for a genealogy book for my grandfather and that particular family line. I like doing family history journals. They are very interesting. And when you get into doing family history, you get a lot of, I don't know, Sherlock Holmesing going on. Because you really have to do some investigating to find all those lines and everything. I just like doing that. So that's what I'm doing with this. I'll be back once I get inked around and ready for the next step. Okay? Okay, I'm back. I've got it inked around and a few little things done. But I thought I'd bring you along this journey of putting this together. As my base for the gentleman's paper pack, which is going to be my grandpa journal for his. I'll put a few pictures of him in there and do some of his genealogy and stuff. I've got him all the way back to the knights in England, so yeah, pretty cool. I do like doing genealogy journals, family history stuff. Always been a fun thing for me. So, yeah, let's do this. I want to put these, mat these on the base first before I put the spine piece on. That way, I'm overlapping the fabric I have onto the to these pieces, right? So I put a little piece down here because down here was going to be harder for me to deal with. I can tuck it up there underneath. I'm trying to hide all the red, you know. So let me get these down and we'll go from there. Okay, that was fun. Okay, here we go. Sheesh. Alright, as you know, I use the double stick tape, or, you know, if you've watched me before, you know, I use the double stick tape and the glue. My glue is either art glitter glue or cosmic shimmer. I actually really prefer the cosmic shimmer, but they're both about the same, so I go for whatever's the cheapest, right? We do be frugal, don't we? So yeah, that's what I do. Frugality. But to me, I don't know, I it's probably just me being weird, but I like the cosmic shimmer best. I don't know why, it just seems to do what I want it to do better. The art glitter's a little more runny, maybe, I guess, than the Cosmic Shimmer. And it can get gloppy easier. But both of them can do that. I mean, you know, it depends on weather and craft room conditions, right? So I want to give myself some space to maneuver this around. So I cover it with the glue, which, you know, if you're going to do, let me move this out of the way. If you're going to do the double stick tape, I'm trying not to get my head in the camera, trying real hard. If you're going to do the double stick tape, you need to make sure that you're either really good at putting things down exactly in the right place the first time, or do what I do, put glue. And that gives you a little bit, if you needed to, without having to rip things apart, you could, you know, move it just a touch. Because the Cosmic Shimmer and the Art Glitter Glue will grab super duper fast. So you do have to watch for that. But not as fast as the double stick tape is. It's instant. And so, yeah. Okay, I just want to get this all the way down here. I have inked around the edges of this book base, so you know, just to cover up some of the white, because I want it to look vintagey. Yeah, vintage is where I'm going with this. Excuse my reach. Got to get to this. But yeah, I want it to be all vintagey because it's gonna be a genealogy journal. Now, like I said, I've got his genealogy done back to the knights in England, but I didn't find any knights at the round table, so just Worthingtons, you know. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to put this one on the back, and we're going to make sure it's right side up. This one, my cutter got off, or I got off, or maybe we both got off. I don't know. So it got a little bit of a slant on it. Doesn't matter because I'm overlapping the fabric over it anyways. But I just wanted some of it, you know, a little bit off here or there, one or the other. I just put it up here, marked it, and cut it, you know. That's what we do. Or that's what I do. So, alright, once again, we are placing this down, just matting it. Oh, this is the one I had such an interesting time with. Oh, it's going to give me another interesting time. Yeah, my double stick tape got on there before I wanted it to, and it really stuck, and I had to do some interesting things to, you know, fix that. It's what happens, you know. We do what we do, and then we do it again. Alright. It's all good. We just fix it as we go, right? Yeah. Fix it as we go. There's not much that you can mess up on and not have a fix for. I think one of the things I like about crafting is that it gives you exercise for your problem-solving skills, right? Sometimes more exercise than we'd like to have, but other times just, you know, it's all about design and making sure that we're getting things, I don't know, to come out the way we want them to. Yeah. Okay. Not upside down, so top to top. Oops, sorry. I'm just talented. Okay. So I want that end over there without sticking my head in the camera to be, you know, sorted out. Okay, and then we'll get this slanted edge. Oh my word, me and my slanting. I don't know if it was me or the cutter, or maybe it was both. I don't know. It happens. So, yeah, I'm covering the front and the back and the inside pieces with just the big vertical pages, right? So that I have a good basis for my genealogy journal from my grandpa. Oh, he was a character. He never learned to read and write and do all that stuff. He actually had the opportunity, okay? He had the opportunity to go to a very, very nice school, okay? But the story went, every time they put him in the front door, he'd run out the back door. So, his parents were sharecropping on the Berry College campus. Now Berry College is a huge place. Let me stick some more glue in there. I'm trying to just make sure I'm, you know, covering it. So yeah, Berry College is a huge campus. I think it's actually got the title as the biggest college in the world now. So as far as having land, they do a lot of preservation stuff and things. Anyways, he had the opportunity to go to school as a young person to their regular, you know, young person school, like what we would call K through 12, that, you know, whatever school you call that, primary school. So he had that opportunity. Did he take it? No. He wanted to be farming, and that's what he did. Okay, he liked to farm, and he did that for a big portion of his life. He, you know, he was well, he followed in the family line, sharecropping. You work on someone else's land in hopes of finally getting your own, which, you know, that never did work out. It was a scam. I'm sorry. It was a scam. You give them a whole bunch of what you make to be able to work on their land and live on their land, and then you make do with what's left over. Yep. Anyways, back in those days, that's what they did, right? So, okay. I'm going to put this on here. I think that's going to be so pretty. Okay, well, we won't say pretty. It's going to be awesome, because I think you're supposed to use a different thing for guys' pretty stuff. I don't know. Anyways, let me find a doohickey. I should have found a... Oh, I got one. More prepared than I thought I was. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on here. And I'm going to use my PVA glue, and then I'll just put this down and probably put a book on it and just let it completely dry before I start fiddling with it too much more, right? Okay, so I'm going to do to here. So I'm kind of just eyeballing where to put the glue, right? And with this fabric, it's an upholstery fabric. So you don't have to be as particular. Most fabrics, I will smudge the glue out and, you know, with my finger or whatever to Sorry, I'm trying to do stuff and talk at the same time. That's not easy. I'll try to smudge it down, you know, so that it doesn't leave those lovely glue lines, because, you know, we don't need those. So, yeah, I just want that there. And I don't want this to squidge out so much because I don't like those shiny spots, right? So, if it smudges out, squidges out, it'll leave a shiny spot. I don't like that. I would cover it up if that happened, right? Because, no, I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to put a couple of little clips on here just so that that knows to stay where I put it. And then we'll move on. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm hoping this is going to turn out good. If not, you won't see it, so it won't matter. So that's just a thing, right? Okay. So I'm going to put the glue here all the way up almost to the edge anyways, so yeah. And hopefully this is going to make a wonderful base for the genealogy thingy. Just making sure I get a lot of glue in all the areas that need a lot of glue. The paper doesn't need as much glue as the... what I figure this is probably a fabric-y kind of tape kind of thing that I'm gluing this to. Yeah, probably. I don't know. That's what I would tend to think it was, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Right down through there. You just want it to get in there, and, you know, like I said, I'm going to put a book on it to weight it down, and we'll do it that way. I think the most of the work that happens in making these journals is creating your base. You know, this part is what takes the most work, the most time, the most effort. I think, you know, sometimes it's good to slow down and show everybody this part of it too, because, yeah, it's just the decorating things is that's nice and fun, and really it is fun. That's the real fun part of it, putting things all together and decorating and all that. That's really nice. This part has to be done first though, so yeah. We just want to get a large amount of glue. A large amount of glue. I guess I could have just sort of painted it on here, but like I said, I didn't want it to squidge out at the side, so I'm trying to control that area. Okay. Hope I'm not shaking the camera too much when I'm doing that. Okay. Now, yeah, you don't want the squidging on the sides. Okay, where's my rolly thingy? Let me give that a good roll. You just want to give it time now. Like I said, this is the work part of it, where you're actually, you know, having to work hard, but also it's a time where you have to be patient with it as well, right? So, yeah. Patience will pay off. you know. So, let me get that sorted out. Okay. All right. So, that's the next part. I'll come back when I've got this patiently dried. And then I'll do some more of putting the inside mats on the inside front covers and things like that. And yeah, so it'll be a second for you guys and a few hours for me at least. Okay, all right, I'll be back. And I'm back. Okay, so I've got that on there, the fabric for that. So what I'm going to do, now this is not in the kit that I showed you. This is some leftover Stamperia papers that I'm cheating with. Well, I'm not cheating. I mean, I'm just building a... Anyways, I'm using some Stamperia to go with the gentleman's kit from Tanya and Nanine. So this is what I'm doing for the back part. It's going to go from the back edge here all the way over and up this page. That's the plan anyways. And then I'll put excuse me, I'll put this one here on the inside, and it's going to run right up to that page, to the gutter, I guess you call it, to that fold. And this being sideways text, that doesn't matter. It's mostly going to be covered up with different things that I'm going to put there, so that's okay. All right, so let's get these down and finish this video, right? Okay. All right, yep, I'm going to do this side first. Get it on there as straight as possible. Hopefully my cutting didn't get off this time. Hopefully. But then we'll have our outside done and our inside matting done. And then it's just, you know, putting the rest of it together. Matting those 2 pages that are inside and... oops, I haven't used my glue. Hope it works. Matting the 2 pages, these 2 flip pages, and, you know, putting our signature in and building things up and stuff like that. I mean, this signature is going to be made to put things on, not really to write on per se, you know, because it's going to be more of a show book than anything else. Or at least that's the way my brain is working right now. It's just to showcase some genealogy and special things about my grandpa. So, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, let's make sure we get 12 o'clock on the top part of it. You know, I can get a little off that way. Get this over. Covering that, not getting my head in the camera. It's like, well, like I said one time before, it's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. This is worse than that. Trying to get everything to, you know, whew, to be straight and be down there and not get your head in the camera and breathe while you're doing all that, right? It's a thing, because you can forget to breathe. And that's kind of a necessity. You need to do that. Okay. All right, let's get this one off. And I did do some sort of pre-score lines on this so that it'll sit down in that area there and not give me too much grief. I hope it doesn't give me grief. You never know until you get to that point, because, yeah, you know, you just don't know. There's, you know, Murphy. I know you guys have heard me talk about Murphy before. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and then, you know, you fix it. So there's that. I'm just trying to get some on these edges. Some for sure. All my edges are down. The tape's going to hold really well. That's what it does. But sometimes your edges can get a little bit, you know, that way. And I want to put some extra right down in there where that's going to sit into that spine. Get me some extra glue because extra never hurts, right? Okay, let's get that squashed down into there and onto there, right? Okay, my brayer, right? Get it all really good adhesed here. Yeah, like I said, this is the work of it. Putting things together like this is it's where you're going to meet your contrary parts and your Murphy moments and whatever else might happen. This is where it's going to happen at. And you just work with it, get it as best you can. I'm going to take my bone folder and give it a little bit of a, I want to let this dry and settle in first before I really start folding it over. But I do want it to learn that it's supposed to go right down in there. Now I'm not gouging it, I'm just applying some fairly firm pressure just so that it knows that's where I want it to be. Okay, sorry for the sing-song, you know, stuff, but anyways. Alright, so that's, no, I might have to trim just a touch off of that. That's not bad though. Okay, I can do that off camera. I just wanted to make sure I'm getting this done so that you guys see this part of it, you know, done on this video, and then we'll move on to, you know, I don't want to really fold that too much yet, so I'm just going to clip it and see if that'll help me some. I'm going to put this here. I'm just trying to get my base ready to build, right? And then in the next video, we'll go in and build some stuff. There's a lot of things in this kit that we can work with, and we will work with. So, you know, there's that. And we're going to put it together, and there's lots of pockets and different elements that we can use. She made some pretty unique pockets, and there's some pages that I can use to make some, you know, some pockets to hold some special things. So right now my mind is thinking pockets and holding things and stuff and, you know, things like that. So I don't know. It's just weird. And I may not even do pockets in the next video. Who knows? I'm kind of weird that way. I may come up with a whole nother idea and go, oh, I got to do that. Because, yeah, it's how I roll. Either which way, it will happen. But yeah, I've got different things. I'm going to do some flip outs and some, of course, you know, I saved those pages for that. Some flip outs and some things to, you know, to showcase some of the genealogy and all that. Tell his story, right? I love the Sherlock Holmesing of the genealogy. Really, I do. It's one of my favorite things to do. Is that? Yep. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting it right up in that fold and as straight as possible over here without sticking my head. And breathe. And breathe. You know. Sheesh. Okay. It's complicated. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take this and kind of go right up along that edge just because I want to make sure I've got good adhesion to that, right? Okay. Now, I just don't want to put too much pressure on that spine yet. I will go through and give it a good, you know, fold and all kinds of pressing and all kinds of stuff like that, but I want that everything to just kind of start settling in first. Makes your job easier if you're a little bit patient. with things. And I know on videos, I just want to go on and just do it, you know. But it's better to just take a moment and be patient and then do it and have it done and it not, you know, give you things that you got to fix later. So I'm just going to be patient with it and wait for it to settle in. Paper needs to build its memory, and when you're folding it in different ways than it's used to being folded, which most paper is not used to being folded, it's just going to be flat, right? Anyways, you've got to let it have a moment. Give it some time to settle in, is what I'm saying. Okay, this is looking so dang good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Yep. Let me turn it back around the right way. Sorry. Okay, got that on for the front mat, for the front inside cover. And this is our back cover. That's really pretty. And I thought, since I had that Stamperia paper left over, it would be a great thing to just sort of add into this project, because it goes with the papers. It goes with the theme of, you know, family history, going back in time, you know, that kind of thing. So to me, I think it goes well. Now, that and that, and let me turn it over and I'll show you the front and the back. The front and the back. We will, of course, you know, decorate the front. The back I may just leave as is because it looks nice and you don't really pay that much attention to the back. Anyways, so the front will definitely do stuff too later. It's kind of like my last thing I do. I don't know, I'm weird. The front cover is usually my last thing. So anyways, this is done. I've got my 2 flip pages in here and I'm still not putting pressure on that. Got my front mat done. We have made serious progress. Yeah? Whew. Gonna be a long video. I'm sorry, guys. But we got a lot of work done, okay? Okay, you guys take care. I'll be back next Monday to tell you more about my grandfather and show you what I'm doing in this next. So stay tuned. You guys take care. Please like and subscribe, pretty please. Thanks for watching. TTFN.